I think your camera might be disabled. I think I can try to enable it. Oh, no. Is there anything covering it?
No.
Another silly question.
Settings. I shut it off last week or two because we just had a bad connection, so we just spoke. But I never turned it back on.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just not seeing the option here. So it must be from that.
I think if you hit, sometimes it doesn't hit the right camera. So if you hit the camera icon and that up caret, basically for the camera, you can check for video input, you check whatever your camera is. So sometimes if you have a different camera plugged in, it goes to that old one. So yeah, if you hit that up caret and see and try to play with that or try.
That gives me a troubleshoot. And
oh, okay. We're troubleshooting here. Hang tight, everyone. It's okay. It's all good. It happens.
There we are.
Hey, there we go. Boom. Boom. Hi. How's it going?
So great. Yourself?
Yeah, it's going well. Nice to meet you. I don't think we formally met, but we have a few mutual friends.
Yes.
Awesome. So tell me a bit about yourself and what you do and your projects and all that good stuff.
I returned to screenwriting after hiatus. I had children, got married, performed my own brand of comedy. About 4 years ago, I set out an ambitious goal of 3 films in development, and I wasn't going to stop until I got to that point. And after 165 accolades, about 1,000 revisions, and 600 pitches, I finally met that goal last fall.
Wow.
I did. Unfortunately,
congrats.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Unfortunately, 2 of those problems ceased late last year. But between those projects becoming stalled, I got signed by an agent, and we got another project up and running. And right now, we're trying to get those other projects that ceased back up and running. So it's a very exciting time.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome. So tell us about the projects that are. Tell us about these projects.
Yeah, one is Harper High. It's an interracial love relationship during the Cicero riots back in 1951. That's in the early stages of development with Arenda Entertainment. And another is a horror film, Solstice, which takes place in Africa. And I'm teamed up with somebody from Africa, which he's doing a rewrite now, and we're hopefully to get that filmed in Africa, actually.
Oh, cool! That sounds cool.
Yeah,
Solstice. Cool. That's a good name. I like that name.
Yeah. And I said we're just trying to get the other horror movie up and the other dramedy that kind of fell through. And it's an exciting time.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, it's all about having several projects right at the same time. I typically do one at a time, but you have to have multiple in various stages as well.
Right.
Well, yeah, one at a time, at least in terms of production, and then post-production, you can have several and everything. So yeah, I'm trying to think of who I should get familiar, who are, I know we had a few mutual friends. And that's how you found me. How did you find me? Was I recommended to you or something?
Oh, man, I don't know. I've met so many people recent. It's crazy. I don't know. You just popped up on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of a random ad. But I appreciate it. I mean, I see you're working on other projects and stuff.
Yeah, I've had great success meeting people on LinkedIn recently.
Oh, you have? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, some contributions to some independent horror films recently. I think that's probably how we crossed on Facebook here.
Cool. Yeah, I see one that you're tagged in, Wolf Hollow.
Okay,
That
yes.
looks pretty interesting. What
That's Mark Cantus, yeah.
Okay. Is that what was your involvement in that?
That was just a financial contribution.
Oh,
And
cool.
like for Indigo campaign, and he's
Oh,
about
that's cool.
he's about to premiere that in Pittsburgh on April 1st.
Wow. That is cool. Yeah, let's show this poster right here. Let me see. Yeah. That looks cool. Wolf Hollow. Wow. Yeah, that's a cool poster right there.
Yeah, it's getting great reviews.
Okay. So like a werewolf movie and everything?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of a fundraising thing. Fundraising, we call it. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it. I'm doing 3 new movies in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess what are your thoughts on that? Have you seen that video, by the way? And maybe I can ask your advice from someone that has contributed to previous campaigns and someone that is in the industry type thing. What type of advice would you have? And am I crazy for doing 3 instead of just 1 at a time?
I've never seen that, but I've never seen anybody so enthusiastic as you are. You're out there every day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you got to be out there every day. I mean, it's just like, yeah, as well, especially with a campaign, because like the clock is ticking, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you have 30 days. So every single day, got to get out there and then message people. And then I didn't want to make it, you don't want to make it seem like a spam message, like, hey guys, give me money, right? But want to get people actually involved and get them some really good perks and get, make sure people are more involved with it and feel like they're getting a lot out of what they're giving, us here, for making these movies. So, yeah,
You're right there in the studio.
I am. Yeah, I'm inside the Sacramento Media Center. Where are you? Where are you based out of?
I'm upstate New York.
Oh, okay, New York. Okay,
Mhm.
upstate New York. That's cool. Yes, I am. I am just crazy. Lisa knows. Yeah, that's cool. I went to New York for the first time last year, and I was absolutely blown away. Like, I never thought that I would want to go to New York. I don't know. You always hear like rumors and everything from New York, at least New York City. Like, oh
Right.
yeah, everyone there is a jerk. Everyone there is mean. Everyone's just pushing you out of the way because everyone's in a rush for. Then I got that it was complete opposite. Everyone was super nice. Everyone was incredible. Like very. I like how down to earth everyone is, and they are very direct. Oh yeah, Rideshare Lease is in Syracuse, but you're in upstate New York, so you're not in the city. You're in more of the countryside area. Cool. So I guess tell me what else. Help me out here, Steve. Is it Steven or Stefan?
Stephen.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Steven. Okay. So tell me about how you got started and everything in your filmmaking career.
As a kid, I wanted to be a comedian. I really did, until I saw a film called Clerks. I think everybody's familiar with. That kind of changed my tune, and I wrote for the next 6 years, on and off, just for fun of it. And by the time I felt like I wrote a good one, got married, had kids, and started to perform in my own backyard, and made a venue in my own basement. And just we had these theme parties, and I would just go with my characters and do my little shtick in the beginning, and that brought me back to the writing. And
Oh,
we documented it weekly, those parties and whatever we were doing, and had a blast with Facebook by just posting these slideshows that were over time became slow motion shorts, And I eventually realized I was just setting the stage to tell the story, and it was time to come back to screenwriting 4 years ago.
wow.
And accomplished a lot during the COVID era, and got to do a lot of this during the COVID era. I got to meet so many people that I would never had if this is, all the Zoom had opened up, because
Yeah.
people were right.
It was funny. Like I joked about it because when we were all stuck in the house and could only Zoom, like I hung out with my friends more than I ever did before that. Because we would do like
Right.
Zoom poker nights or something like that,
Okay.
or we met new people. So it was kind of that good thing, and finished my script as well. So like I had an unfinished script, and then when you're locked in your house and don't have much to do, writing is a good outlet, right?
It is. I actually found it therapeutic almost, because each script I've written is just how kind of I was feeling at the time, and I got to pour that into it. And during this journey, I think I've accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. All these achievements. But at the same time, everything kind of went wrong. And it just poured that right into what I was writing at the time, and it shined through.
Yeah. So what are some key tips that you could have for writers, anyone that is out there that's an aspiring writer, hasn't written a script yet? What type of things would you advise?
Well, I went from contest to contest, learning that way. If anything, Stage 32 is great. It's a great learning tool.
Stage 32 is that's where you like pay someone to read your script, something like that.
Right. You can get, yes, and people that are actually in the industry. I think I wasted too much time on some of these smaller contests and getting their info instead of going to the people that do work on it or have worked on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I spent way too much time in the contest, but I wanted to make sure before I went to someone like that, I wasn't terrible. You want to present something good, because when they do read it, you do have a chance of going somewhere with them with it. If it's that great. But I got to meet a lot of great people through Stage 32.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I would recommend them over anyone else.
Okay. Cool. Wow. So
and
yeah.
You can learn how to pitch through them.
Oh wow. And you said you did 600 pitches.
600 written pitches, mostly through Virtual Pitch Fest. I think I had about 75 yeses, to read them, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
It was exciting when somebody wants to read it, and many took revisions. And that's how I got Harper High going. That's how I met Steve Tyler through our entertainment, and also Paul Taylor, who passed, who took on the project of All Souls Day, which fell through since. That's how I met those two guys. And I met a crew from New Jersey that we started McLucky's with, another project that had ceased. But through LinkedIn, that's how I found my agent and the man I'm working with now on the script Solstice.
Oh, okay, cool. So
and at the time, many people, a lot of scripts are out there right now being read as well. It's a constant daily thing, looking for a lead and chasing it.
Right. So are you more, would you say with anything, like the number one thing you are is writer, if you're first, or because you're writer, kind of actor, performer type thing, or what would be are you writer, actor, producer, writer? Okay.
Right.
Okay. That's cool.
I got about a dozen producing credits through, Indiegogo with financial contributions. And that's a great way too, to learn the business is to donate to one of your campaigns, and you watch the film being made from pre-production to production, the final project. You get to watch it from a different angle, and you do learn a lot, and you get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's right, Stephen, you could contribute to my campaign, the Indiegogo, right here. We have the link that is posted below. It's in the description, and it is I pinned it in the YouTube comments, so anyone can go there and get involved. The most popular one has been the golden ticket, which means they get to be, for $100, they get to be the first to see any and all of our movies, not just these next 3 ones, but all of them for the rest of time. I'm kind of crazy thinking about it, because I know, if I'm rocking and rolling, and we're putting out a lot of movies, that people are going to get a lot out of that one. That one's, so I'm probably never going to do it again unless it's way more expensive, but yeah, I mean, I could do a lot with a little, and I think that's kind of helped me finish a lot of projects, because I'm not asking for $100 million. You know what I mean? I'm not that I wouldn't accept $100 million to make a movie, that'd be amazing. But I'm always thinking about when you're making content, when you're making or you're writing, or you mentioned Kevin Smith approach, right? Kevin Smith was really brilliant in his regard, where he wrote what he knows, which is a good advice, but it's not quite the best advice, but I think for just starting out, it's write what you know. And then also write based on locations, based on what you have access to. Kevin Smith had access to his convenience store where he worked, right? And that he put that together, and that put him on the map. So I mean, I personally like that was a really well written script, really kind of not the best shot film by any means, not really that great of acted film either. Like the actors are like okay, and that's the thing is like I'm with Kevin Smith, like I'm a fan of his movies, but not all of his movies, and and I'm not sure if Kevin Smith were to make that movie today, whether it would have gotten that traction as it did back in the 90s, but
right, it's a different era for sure.
Yeah, definitely a different era. But I mean, he was there, right place, right time, put the money where his mouth was. He took out credit card loans and everything, and paid for it himself. And I think you really believe in yourself and your projects, and so
That era has come and go through history. Like the 70s were the same thing, the 90s, and that can happen any minute now. And that's where you want to be in the independent.
True. Yeah. And then now it's like anyone can see like, 2 minutes of any like a short of your movie, and anyone with the the means of doing. Now it's like even easier. It's like harder and easier at the same time. It's harder in the sense that like everyone's trying to send links for doing it. But but it's easier. Yeah,
it's easier, but the competition is more fierce for sure.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody has an opportunity. If you want to go for it, you can somehow make it happen.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I guess tell me about some of your projects. Have you had a movie that you've written become a feature film yet, or short film, or anything like that?
Not yet, just two in early development at the moment.
Okay. And then you've just subordinated them back to projects. And where do you typically find these projects? Like, is it via Indiegogo, or a Kickstarter, just browsing it, or via friends type thing, or?
Through Indiegogo for sure, yeah.
Cool.
It seems more you associate with people. Everybody knows each other somehow, some way, and they all work together.
Yeah,
it really is.
So what are your what are some like advice for filmmakers, like some perks wise? A perk that would make you want to contribute, something that in terms of like price point and what you get from that.
Wow. Yeah, producing credits with some extras for sure. Mm-hmm. Like a producing credit with a copy of the movie.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay,
not just to produce a credit, but produce a credit with some perks, some other perks that.
Right. Yeah. Some extra.
A lot of people just say, here's your associate or assistant producer perk, but it never really comes at anything. You think you're rolling up on that tier, you should be getting some of the lower tier stuff, I think.
Totally. Yeah. And like the way our perks work is like everything you get everything else too. So if you go higher, the higher you go, you get all that perk plus everything else.
Right. So, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And you're not just doing it for one film, you're doing it for three.
Right. 3 movies.
So 3 times the money, 3 times as much for the bang of your buck compared to others.
Yeah. So I think that's something that I really have to sell that part. And because I do really, because where we're at now, we've got the little kindling of 1100 so far, but we got to take it to that next level to get to, like some a bit more serious. I think, yeah. So like 50K, honestly, I could do probably all 3 of those movies for 50K, like total. So, and that's something that, yeah, but I don't know. I guess I have to like get it out there, and then I'm talking with a couple actors and actresses that'll be able to promote the new that are in the new movie. That hopefully that'll push forward. I had this one actress friend of mine. She created a project with a producing partner, and she raised $29,000 in 3 days, which was like, oh my gosh, like that was really impressive. So it's kind of like that steam. It's like that snowball effect of, because she was in previous Indiegogo projects, right? And so they had other people that back those projects. So then she does it, and then she does, so.
Yeah, I see a lot of people, these YouTube stars, everybody's familiar with them. So when they do an Indiegogo campaign, they can easily raise $100,000
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
because
And
they're constantly seen and they have a fan club, a base.
yeah. So as a writer, what type of actors, would you want in your movie? And are at least for your scripts, are you looking at known and unknown, or is it
Known for sure.
yeah, any type of actors that you'd love to work with?
To love to work with.
Yeah.
Man, I never really thought about that. I never really.
You got to think about this. Come on. Come on,
do.
Steve.
You do.
For me, it's Nicolas Cage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Yeah. So I definitely he's number one on my list. I wouldn't say no to DiCaprio or anyone like that. Of course, that'd be great. But I think he'd just be really great to work with, personally. But let's say for Solstice type
Yes.
thing. Let's say, who would you want? It's set in Africa. So is everyone in the movie African or
No, not at all. I
okay.
think the villain would be
Can you say too much about it? Don't be, you don't have to say anything or give too much away, right? But
right.
Maybe.
Something like let me take it. I'm trying to think his name right now. Let me take a look at this.
Okay.
James McAvoy as the villain for sure.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. He's probably I would like to say, probably the best actor today. In terms of like actor, I feel like he's he's pretty as good as it gets, Split was incredible. Yeah. So, did you see Split?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, he's great. He could definitely play a different.
Yeah. That's what I was picturing him in that movie for sure.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your favorite movies and directors and filmmakers.
Big fan of course, Kevin Smith, Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, even Ed Burns.
Okay. Ed Burns, what movies is Ed Burns?
Brothers McMullen, She's the One.
Okay. Yeah. And have you seen with Kevin Smith? What's your favorite Kevin Smith movie?
Wow. My favorite Kevin Smith movie. I still think it's the original Clerks. I loved all of them. But
yeah. Did you see Tusk?
I did, and I liked it.
Yeah. So, see, that's
crazy.
my favorite. That's my favorite Kevin Smith movie. It's definitely crazy. He's definitely out there. But
Yeah.
it's interesting seeing, especially like someone that comes from comedy. I think a lot of people that do comedy can do horror as well.
Yes, I mostly do horror with a lot of comedy in it.
Nice. But you started off doing more comedy first.
I did. Right.
Okay. So let's bring you back to the comedy club in your basement. Okay.
Yes.
That's really interesting. Like, that's really awesome. So how did you get
Those were the days.
Yeah. Is this before the wife and the kids and everything, or is this?
No. Patrick was about 10 for sure.
Okay. Wow. So was it a one-man band, or did you have other comedians?
Well, we were always the ones that would have people over. We were the ones that got everybody together, and that it started with a silly contest. Well, a silly dance after I barbecued. Then it was a silly contest, and then it was 3 contests, and then we started doing the parties as themes with the contests, and then it was a Christmas party, and I came out as Beyer Claus, and I had a big shtick with it, and we continued the contests, and before you know it, we just got bigger, and we brought it to the basement, and we did 70s and 80s and 50s theme parties, of course. Of course, I always came out in some kind of character that hosted the event. A lot of it had to do with slideshows. I would come out and I would be talking about myself. The whole biography and jokes would be in slides. And then some of the contests were slides. You had to guess this or that. And then those slideshows became almost documentaries. I said, we went out, we did satires of movies, and we rented hotel rooms, and those were our studios. And I said they were just slides, but they were like, we did Buyer's Day Off, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and we did a bunch of James Bonds. It was Steve Bond, we go to the casino here and we rent a room, and we did The Hangover 4 once. It was crazy. Gosh. And we got lucky enough that when we did the Blues Brothers slideshow, Tiffany was playing, and so we bumped into her and she posed for us.
Wow.
And the Hangover 4 was, that slideshow just shows us drinking in a hotel room, and then also we wake up and I'm in this ridiculous red cowboy outfit with this big ridiculous red hat, and then we went out for that night, and of course we documented all that, and we got lucky enough the singer Mike Nichols took a picture with that big red hat on. So really, it was this exciting, crazy time, having a blast with social media, and that's how it brought me back. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Are those things anywhere that we could see that we can look at?
They're on my Facebook page. I'll have to send you a couple.
Yeah, please do. Yes, and that sounds like a lot of fun. That is wild.
We had a blast. They became big, very big. And 2 years ago, we found a resort, not only 45 minutes from here. Actually, it's crazy. It's a theme resort, and the theme was already there. The first year we did it was Dracula's Castle. Another one was like 40s Hollywood. We're going in 3 weeks now. We're doing an ancient Greek one, and we'll do our own thing, just the three of us there.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. Wow. See, that's really cool. So the stage and performance and doing your own parties, and
we eventually took the themes out to like the local bars, and they seemed to be successful, and we found a karaoke one. And then we brought our themes out there. I would dress up as Elvis or Neil Diamond, and we really had a blast out there too.
Wow. So would you say, because it's really interesting, because like a lot of writers are more introverted, right? They're not as much out on the stage, or they're like doing everything. They're gonna write it.
Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety with that though.
Yeah.
This is a whole lot less anxiety, and I got to a point like where do I like it more from? Which
Yes.
A little more less anxiety.
Stephen Anderson, how are you doing? Stephen in the building, how are you? It's like, wow, just wow. Stephen, have you contributed to the Indiegogo campaign? You should buy your golden ticket right now, Stephen. Let's go. Stephen's a good friend of mine from San Diego, California.
Well, as I said, anybody can do anything these days. I was making my little short movies just on Facebook, and it brought me back here. So it's an interesting world.
Yeah, totally. And especially when you can make, anyone could really make anything and then share it with their friends and family, on Facebook. And, you never know who could see it. And, or if you're just like, hey, yeah, it started out for me by making little videos for my family, just family and friends, and you're just having a good time. I think that's what you want to keep. You want to keep that, always keep that, I mean, now it's like, yeah, if on a bigger level, movies are products, and they're, they have a lot more money invested into them and stuff. But I think it always just goes back to like, hey, if your friends and family are enjoying it, but also not making it too inside jokey. I think a lot of filmmakers or writers, they write a lot of like inside jokes that they think are really funny, and they might themselves get a little laughs.
Right. I haven't done it with my scripts, but I did do that with my slideshows. We had continuing jokes that just I thought got funnier as time went on, maybe. But that was another thing. I had to test myself. Okay, when I switch gears, well, no one's going to find that funny. It has to be more. You have to do a more broad sense. For much broader. Yeah, your sense of humor has to be for a much broader audience. So
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And like for you, you were working with like knowing your audience. Like, you
I
know
knew
your
my
audience.
audience and I crushed it. That I had them in tears because we all worked together. Practically, we all worked together. So yeah, of course I'd make fun of myself the most. Then I would go around the room and make fun of who was in the room. But yeah, if you know your audience, you totally crush it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So did you write? So would you like write it because you'd have the slideshows and you'd have to write some jokes, I'm sure, right?
Right, and I had to memorize it according to the to the slides.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, I mean the first one I did was maybe 150. By the time we were done, we were doing. I had 500 slides going. It was
Oh my
big.
gosh.
It was big.
Wow.
Yeah. And somehow, yeah, by the end, I don't know, you memorize it. You do. It was not easy. It wasn't easy at first, but it just,
Yeah, it becomes that muscle, right? Like
yeah, yeah. And I would start with like a parody song and then end with a parody song as well.
that's good. We'll warm everyone up.
Yeah, my favorite was, well, and then of course with the Christmas party, we would recap the year and make fun of the year, and then I would close with a tradition of American Pie because that was an easy song. Just you can go right through and sing about the year. I missed that for sure.
Yeah. So you got another one. You said you got another one coming up.
Oh, it's just my wife and my son. We're going to the themed resort here. It's about 45 minutes away, called the Roxbury. Top 10 hotel in the world, been voted 3 years in a row. The luxury,
Really?
it's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
It's
The
just
Rocks.
amazing. It's amazing. The Roxbury
Wow.
Hotel, yeah.
New York. That's cool. Does it have? Is it anything like Night of the Roxbury?
No, that's what everybody always says, but no, it's
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. So okay, so then you've got these 3 projects. What else? So you said the first, there's one that's like really in the works that's happening, and then you got these 2
Harper High
other.
with our entertainment. Our next goal is the financial plan. And right
Okay.
now I'm working with a director from Africa, which is giving the script a pass. He's directed before, and he's a coordinator down there for people that make films. So we're hoping for
Oh.
big things. We have a composer that's interested in it, Victor Spiegel, who did the music for Dolls back in 1986. That's one of his movies. So that's exciting that he's interested in helping us out. And then, like I said, we're trying to get the other projects up and running. We're trying to attach some talent and have some funds. That's where we're at now. My agent's hard at work every day.
That's
and
good.
I'm also taking leads too. I'm sending scripts out to who wants to read them.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and if there's anything I could do, that to help you or anything, let me know. Because yeah, I'm willing to help out or anything I could do at least.
Thank you.
Maybe I can't exactly write you a few $1 million check yet, but we'll see. Maybe someday that will change. Stephen, can John sing American Pie? That's
long time ago.
Oh,
I had hair.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's only like what, like a 20-minute song or something?
It's a long song, yeah, but I never memorized that. I always had that on the sheets though.
Oh, okay. Like a more of a karaoke style type.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, yeah. What else do you want to talk about? You got the floor. You got the floor, Stephen.
Well, that was my first script. That was called "Living in the Moments." That was based on a guy giving up the spotlight to chase his dream of writing, and that's how I started. I think most people do start with their own story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the second one was a horror film, and the third one was another comedy about a guy that wants to rekindle an old flame and redeem himself with old friends during a St. Patty's Day bar crawl, and he's just trying to redeem lost time because he lost all this time trying to find himself, which is similar to my journey as well.
Oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds really interesting.
We went out for a couple St. Patty's and did our thing as well. So
yeah,
inspired by that, but it's kind of inspired by lost time between friends.
Is it like is it like one of those things that takes place in one night, like one
It
kind of?
is. It is. It's a bar crawl. It's four bars. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds really interesting to me. I mean, are
Yeah.
you? Yeah, you have that script already?
We have that script. I have the proof of concept script written. I said I was working with a crew that decided to take another project. I'm assuming
Okay.
there's some kind of creative differences between the producer or director. Well, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but it was disappointing. But I learned a lot out of it. We put a great concept script, and that's one of the projects we're pitching around now. I have an actor that's interested in one of the roles.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds. I mean, that sounds me as a producer. That sounds like something that could definitely be done, in a very cost-effective way, and
Yes.
has heart and um, comedy with some heart, right? Like,
It is. It's inspired by my own journey, but it's also the what if story. He continued the party route, and kind of lost time with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I could have
okay,
I could have continued that way too, but I didn't. I went another direction. But even going the other direction, I still lost time with. This is very time consuming. Every day you're chasing your dream.
oh, totally. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, it's like, yeah, like I have friends that have. I already have. I'm 36. I already have friends that have been married twice. I already have friends that have kids that are like 15 years old now, and yeah, that's kind of crazy thinking about. And then, I'm not married and don't have any kids. So because I'm always like, oh, I'll get my career first. And then, the meantime, like time doesn't wait for anyone. Right. So,
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And yeah, this script is called "The Lucky St. Patty's Day Bar Crawl," and it's been described as "It's a Wonderful Life meets The Hangover," and I think that's a great description.
wow. Okay. All right. That sounds really good. I mean, honestly, um, yeah, we might have to talk more about that because that's something that I'd definitely be interested in. I'm part Irish, I don't know if
Oh,
you
yeah,
can tell. Yeah,
me too.
and I love St. Patrick's Day. And, I'm actually hosting well, I'm not hosting. I'm helping organize a St. Patrick's Day dinner with my church next month.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, so I mean, those are two good movies. If you combine those two, make it. If you
Yeah,
make maybe It's a Wonderful Life a little bit more fun, right? With adding some hangover type shenanigans.
yes, exactly. The Irish shenanigans and the contests, of course, like we had contests back in the day. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested in reading it if you let me read it.
yeah, I would love to send it to you.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Look at this. Movie deals happening,
It is happening.
potential deals happening live. uh, yeah. Yeah, I like it because I'm looking at, I want to be the studio, I don't want to just be little filmmaker, director, right? Like,
Hmm.
so I want to be able to give some green lights to scripts that maybe studios won't take a chance on, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
it could have strike a chord with people about making up for lost time. I mean, time almost froze on us here during the COVID era.
yeah, totally. I know, and it's weird. It's like COVID, especially because it's like now it's been 3 years pretty much,
Yeah.
which sounds like a lot longer, but it doesn't. It's like it feels like not that long ago. It feels like we're still kind of in that era, right? A little bit,
It
but
does,
we've
doesn't
been,
it? I
it,
think social media was on the rise, and
yeah,
then it became the thing. It became the thing, and I think a lot of us are still. We need to get out there and socialize a little more, person to person.
yeah, 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 totally. um, yeah. So every day. So what is your work? You know, look like? So as a writer, do you do like side gigs? I hate these. I'm sorry, I'm asking you questions. I hate people asking me.
No, it's
So,
okay.
are you? So you full-time write? Do you do something else for work and then you write on the side?
I do. I work a full time job from 9 to 6. Right.
Okay. Okay. What do you do in that regard?
I work for Walmart, and I work on the online business side of things. I fill orders all day. I
Oh,
did
wow.
I did manage for years, but I did step down to chase history a few years ago.
That's cool. Wow. Dang. So you're the online portion of that.
Yeah,
I,
it's very successful. Very successful for Walmart.
wow. That's cool. You're not the Walmart. He's not the Walmart greeter, you guys. He's not. Even though
I'll
there's
fill
no
your
shit.
orders and I'll bring them out to your car.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's um, there's a lot of gig industry type people that do like the online. That's more like I guess DoorDash, but they do Walmart Spark and stuff like that. I guess what you do is a bit different, but higher up in that. But would you say, uh, especially at work too, um, it says Spark Online. Right, so Lisa asks. Uh, yeah, so that's yeah, we have a lot of gig workers that are on this channel and everything, and side gigs. Yeah, right, Lisa does Spark, which is like the
Oh, really?
Walmart, right? From what I understand, Walmart DoorDash type thing
Okay.
ish. But yeah, I mean, no, that's the thing. It's like a lot of people, you have that dream and you work at it, but a lot of people work in other things because bills need to get paid and all that.
Yes.
Right, and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been 4 years of 18-hour days for sure.
Wow.
Minimal
Dang.
breaks. Right.
Yeah. So what do you? So you basically, what does a day look like? For
6 o'clock in the morning, I'm following up on emails or leads, what they may be, and that's throughout the day on my breaks, lunchtime, and then I'll once again I'll follow up when I get home, or I'll find myself on a chat like this, or writing new material, or revising. But right now, I'm writing something new.
Oh, cool. Can you say anything about that? Anything about the new?
Another horror movie. It's about a pregnant teen who is terrorized and must survive a unknown sibling during a St. Valentine's Day snowstorm.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Valentine's. Wow. Okay, that's cool. So is that like a confined type horror movie? So she's, in the snowstorm and dealing with.
Yes, it really is confined. Yeah, I slipped on ice last year and broke my ribs, strained my abdomen. I was in rough shape. Like, how can I translate this feeling to film?
Oh my!
I'm just
God.
picturing somebody in the, just broken ribs, and and that's where I started. That was my starting point from that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's.
she'll be being chased. Of course, she'll fall and crack her ribs as she's trying to survive from this. But there's much more to the story, of course.
And then the added bit of her being pregnant too. Like that's a
Yes.
whole.
She's just struggling. Not she's afraid she's going to be left alone, and that's what she's kind of going through.
That's cool. Nick Robinson says America loves horror shows. We're living in one now.
Well, I've been saying it for the past couple of years since I wrote my second one, and people are like, "This, this is." A lot of people said this is great, but our plates are full. Don't give up, pitching it, and not the golden age. Like somebody was just saying, this is like the golden age of horror now. Once again, and they're right. Like Terrifier or Megan, these movies made hand over money, and the sequels have been greenlit and new icons have been born. And I've been saying that for a while. The horror industry needs new iconic villains, final girls in franchises. We're tired of seeing the same old thing. And even the same old thing is still making money. You look at Scream, look at Halloween. Halloween's still making $100 million worldwide while it was same day streaming. So they're really, and it's the easiest thing you could put together as a slasher film, and if you have that lore, if you have that mythology just right, you really can build something new and iconic.
I completely agree. And with a movie I made called Rideshare, it's about a killer rideshare driver, killer Uber driver. That was my first horror movie, and it's not. It's like a kind of a newer twist, with the rideshare apps on a tried and true like serial killer type horror movie. So it's a more suspense, more. It's like less gore, less drama. But we set it up for the sequel, which is Rideshare 2.0, which is one of the 3 movies that we were looking at making in 2023. So, and that's the thing is like making new, because it's like, okay, you made a good point. Like it's Nick Robinson loved Rideshare. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And Stephen, and they asked, where can we find your stuff, Stephen? Where can we find him?
You can find all my screenplay trailers. You can find me on LinkedIn. All my screenplay trailers are there.
Okay. LinkedIn, is it just your name on there? LinkedIn?
Yeah, Stephen John Beyer. You can find me there.
Awesome. So yeah, so it's all about like, yeah, you made a good point where it's time for these new things. I think people are still getting tired of watching Halloween, but people still go out and see the new Halloween no matter what. So it'll still make money. So
despite how divisive it was, people still went. But that shows the craving for it. If we give them something new, I think there's longevity in it. Longevity, you know what I'm saying?
Completely. Yeah, completely. I think it's just like people are craving something new, and also like because when they rehash these new movies where every year it's like a new Halloween, or where it'll come out, people will talk about it for like a day or a couple days, and then it's like, well, how was it? Well, it's another horror movie. I think I watched it and I was like, what I think it really jumped the shark in a lot of ways with the latest Halloween,
Yes.
personally. But that was just, and then the one before that, I didn't really like that one. But I don't know. Anyway, they keep saying evil will die tonight, and then evil never dies. So evil dies tonight, and then it's like he doesn't ever die. It's just like, says, what are we gonna have LinkedIn? There's a gazillion platforms nowadays.
I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Stage 32, Film Freeway.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, how's Film Freeway been for you?
Very successful. Very successful. And I got a great dashboard set up there too with everything.
Yeah, I did. Is that mainly for screenplays, submissions and stuff like that?
Yes, and short films, right?
Okay, yeah, because I did. That's how we got our cat documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our cat documentary in there. That's how we won our award. We won Best Picture at the All In Global Network Film Festival, which is it's located inside Pinewood Studios. Same. Yeah, Pinewood. Yeah, Harry Potter, James Bond, all those movies are filmed there. Star Wars, a couple little films there. So, yeah, so that was a big thing. But it was interesting because it like didn't exactly move the needle, but like we were invited to go to the studio, but they weren't. We had to kind of pay for it ourselves to get there.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So hopefully the invite's still open. So next time I go to England, it can, we could do that. But it's kind of interesting. I mean, do you feel like a lot of the landscapes changed with a lot of these film festivals, like the Kevin Smith era, where you could get into film festival and then now you're like the next big thing? Whereas now there's like a lot more film festivals, or like Sundance, for example, has movies that are starring The Rock in them. And it's like, if you have a movie starring The Rock or Robert De Niro, is this really an indie film? Like, come on,
Right.
Right. Like, what are your thoughts on all that?
The festivals themselves?
Yeah.
Can you be recognized there? Can you be noticed there? You need a good script. You need a good short film, and then you need to make the associations. No one's gonna. People like to get to know you first too. Something like this, where a casual conversation where we can feel each other out. You know what I'm saying? The contest era is great for some for a while, but you eventually got to make just the right connections. I think by winning for sure gets you a nice repertoire, You know, I come out and say I got 165 accolades. That's how I start my speech. You know,
You're right.
and
Yeah.
it's a contest, and it's impressive. But then you know, and that's where you start. That's where you need to start. But I don't see many people actually making it big from that. It's a start. It's a great start.
Right.
But
Yeah.
don't stay too long in it. You need to move to that next step where you're actually pitching and making associations.
Yeah. So you have, okay. So let's talk a little bit about your 165 accolades. So what are some of them? Maybe name a few of them.
I got 43 first, second, or third place awards out of those 165 accolades. I won. I got them right here. I got some writer grand jury awards from the Los Angeles Motion Picture Festival for Harper High and Kane's Theater, which was my last screenplay prior to this new one I'm working on. I won my first. Yep. I also got a legendary award for the Kane's Theater, my last one I wrote. So that was pretty awesome. So yeah.
That's cool. That's
and
awesome.
of course, a lot of nominations, a lot of quarterfinalists,
Right.
then finalists, and that's how you begin. You that first quarterfinalist or that first official selection is like yes. The official selection says they looked over it, it's the right format, and they'll accept it, right? But that
Yeah.
well, that's an accolade. And then you get the quarterfinalists, and you're so excited. Then you get semifinalists, you know, and then you get finalists, and but if you start to get, if you get a semifinalist after you get finalists, it's kind of disappointing, you know. And then you start, and then you start to win them, and it's great. But you can only do it so far. And some of these big contests, you know, you're going against 6,000 people. I mean, how do they read all these scripts? You know, you almost not even getting a fair shake almost sometimes. You know.
Yeah. Totally.
So, you know, I think I spent too long on it before I went to I said stage 32. Through them, you go through people that worked on many scripts.
I think a lot of things too, a lot of these film festivals where like, you made a good point where if you have 6,000 submissions, right? If they're like, and by the way, I think a lot of these film festivals, it's like, man, I just get, I don't know. I'm just like, how if 6,000 people submitted a film, how many people do they have on their team watching every single one of those films?
Exactly. And that's how you don't get the fair shake, I don't think. But
yeah. And so, you know, oh, sorry, but you said, but
I'm just saying, just a quarter, just a placement, you know, gives the writer or the artist that oomph they need, you know, that you need that encouragement, and it's great. But you know, I was just crossing my fingers for 2 years. Maybe I'll win one of these big ones, and I can cut through all the networking and associating and trying to get funds, you know, and that never happened.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
of course. Yeah. You know.
Very rare.
Right. But yeah, I know. And I think with like, I don't know. I mean, you do have to set yourself apart, right? So it's like if you do have these accolades already, maybe they'll look at yours first before, right? So you get to be more towards the top of these, you know, of these lists. But I feel like they should have. I don't know if there's some that don't even have limits. So it's like if you have 1,000 people buying $50, you know, paying $50 to submit their movie, you know, I think a lot of it is a scam. Okay, I said it. A lot of it's a scam. I'm so sorry. You know, with these film festivals.
Well, right? Yeah. I mean, I found that out. I found out there's sister contests. You know, or it's just the same. It looks like wow, all these new things have been listed, but then you look into it, it's the same people holding it. You know, they'll take your $20 and give you a certificate back. Yes, it's true, except for maybe the top 20 contests that are more legit than some, for sure.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, and that's it. Yeah, it's like getting. There's a lot that are legit that will get you that green light, that will get you those connections that you're looking for. And then there's other ones. It's like the Podunk Valley Film Festival, and like, you know, it's whoever made a movie, you know, is running the festival too, and then they give themselves all these awards. But they try to make it sound like they are the one, you know, like a. So it's just it's funny, like my friend, who's another filmmaker, she was telling me about this film festival that she went to, and she learned that the people that ran the festival just basically just made it just to accept their own film and give themselves awards. So
Oh, wow.
it's like, yeah. So,
So if you want to go through Coverfly, they have the top 50 for sure.
Okay. What's Coverfly? I haven't heard of Coverfly.
Coverfly is another dashboard that just deal with like the top 50 contest. Film Fairway, you can find anything on there. I think they have the top 200, and so
Okay.
some of those lower ones you're not competing against a lot of people, and you have a better chance of getting something.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But no one's eyes are on those actually. If anybody's eyes are on that top 50 tier, which I placed like out of 20 of them, I did, but I never won one of the big ones.
Oh, okay. No,
I mean, I go back now. Maybe I could now, but I feel like I'm past that point of just trying to win a contest.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it gets to that where winning a contest is fine and nice, but like I'm sure for you as a screenwriter, you just want people to see your work on the big screen, right? You want people to have reactions to your movies, and you want people to which like someone giving an award to your project is great. That's nice. They read it, but like, is the movie done? Is it out there? Can people watch it yet? And if it's not out there yet, that becomes a bit like, well, okay, I hope we can get this so it can just get made and then be on the big screen.
Yeah, this whole journey comes in stages. You go through the contest stage, you go through your pitching stage, and then you'll have projects develop like I have, and then you have a couple fall through, but then a couple you pick up a couple more, and you're constantly, making associations, developing things, and just trying to make that first one.
Yeah. So if there's
that's a nice place to be too. It's a nice place to walk into a room, sell yourself, and it just comes down to money. Okay, how can we make this?
Yeah. Well, yeah, totally. And that's something that like, because when I read your script, Irish Pub, Lucky Irish Pub?
Right. We shortened the title to McLucky's Bar Crawl.
Oh, I love it. Okay, McLucky's. Okay, that's a good title. McLucky's Bar Crawl. Yeah, and I can honestly say I haven't seen a movie like that. So, that's a good thing. But it's like it's not. They say like an idea only has to be like 10% new for it to be, a potential hit, right? Like if it's so it's combining these good things. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, when I read that, I'll try to picture. There's always like the level, like okay, if we had all the money in the world, could get pretty much any and all actors we wanted, who would we get? Number one. And then it's like, well, okay. And then it's like, well, what could we do if we were just making it on our own? What's like kind of bare bones? How much we need just to get the project done, get it done and out there, type thing. So, but like the good news is, if it is, it's a good script, and then a lot of times all it takes is like getting one actor on board. You get one actor, one name actor, then everything else comes in to place. So, and that's exciting. Would the lead character be like a, like what? Tell me a bit about like the lead character. Is he what, like age, like range?
Oh, he's 40. His name is Connor.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 40s type actor. Okay. Okay.
And he his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend Tiffany, he broke it off. Didn't want to settle down. Want to play the field. A few years earlier, and they're meeting up that night.
Oh, okay. So she's like the one that got away type thing.
Right.
But he let her go.
Yeah.
Let her go.
And then there's his two buddies that got their own problems with. One buddy has he's in trouble because he's out for the night, so he's back and forth with the wife on the phone. And his other buddy's having issues with his father that he works with. But then there's his best friend, actually, that they barely see each other, shows up, and he's a competing host for the evening.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we get a little rivalry there.
Oh, nice. Okay. So they're trying to do like a host for the
Hosting
crawl
a bar crawl competition over 4
competition.
bars. Right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Bar crawl
each
competition.
bar, the first
How
3
do you
bars.
win? You just drink the most, or
We have a little treasure hunt, then we have a thing called Irish bowling, and then step dancing.
Oh, cool. Nice. Grant asks, are there White Claw shotguns in this movie?
No. And no leprechauns.
Yeah. Oh, darn. Well, there'll be people dressed as leprechauns, I'm sure.
That's right.
Yeah, gotta be. Yeah, no, he asked that because I've been known to shotgun a White Claw or two in some of the streams. So sometimes people super chat me and then have me. Not today, though. Not for a while. We got serious business to attend to. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what else we could talk about. What else can we talk about? Yeah. What I guess what can I do to help you in your film making career?
Well, I'll send you that script. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
And for whoever wants to start this journey, it's I said you got to start in a contest for sure, and just know when to pivot to that next step. And you will fail 9 out of 10 times, but never give up.
Yes, I like that. Yeah, I mean, this guy you've pitched 600 times. You've got yourself out there. But that's the thing is like I'm always like I make the joke, but I'm not even joking when I say this. I'm like I'm a tweet away from becoming a millionaire. It's like with this in this world, you can just have if it's the right tweet or the right post or something, like if someone sees it and it goes viral, like that's I mean that's how crazy it is, like, right? But it might take 10,000 tweets to get there or something like that. Grant, how much for a White Claw super chat? Man, I don't have any White Claws on me, so I wish I could give you a number on that one, Grant.
Yeah, it sure is a journey of try again, and persistence and consistency is key.
Yes, persistence,
and you will learn from your mistakes.
Yes. What's like the biggest learning lesson that you've learned from your mistakes?
Wow, the biggest. Through I can't say there's one big thing, but there was only a handful of people. Everybody I talked to and everybody I've learned from, there's only been a handful of people that were actually critical instead of kissing my ass. Some of these people take that money and do that for you, don't they? You know what I'm saying? It was a handful of people. And one person, when I was pitching to them, actually had the last name as me. I was like, ooh, maybe
right, yeah, maybe that'll help.
Hey, that way. But he tore me apart. He tore me apart on my pitches. Wow. He really did. After I thought I knew what I was doing. Yeah. And yeah, it's a handful of people. I couldn't even tell you their names right now, but they were the most critical. And that's where it might have hurt for a few minutes, but you rebound right back. If you're this type of person that's gonna get through this, you're a person that just takes that advice. It settles in with you for a few minutes. Yeah, you're down a little bit, but it just all of a sudden 5 minutes later you're thinking, okay, how can I make this work? You're down a little bit, but then you bounce right back. It's about bouncing right back, and it will always be those 5 people that were just the most critical.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like that's where you don't, it's like there's like that fine line, right? So you have both ends of the spectrum. Someone can tell you, oh, this is the greatest script I've ever read. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's perfect, flawless, and everything. Then there's the other person that's just like, this is the worst piece of crap I've ever read in my life. Give up. You You should give up. You should just apologize to anyone you ever, worked, and that becomes destructive. So that isn't necessarily constructive criticism, and then telling you you're the best thing since sliced bread isn't necessarily the best thing either, right?
Right.
It's something in between of that where someone's honest with you, like, hey, I really like these parts. This part felt like it was lagging. This character seemed to be really annoying. I'm not sure if that was what you were going for or not. Stuff like that, where or another character is kind of pointless. They don't need scenes. These scenes don't even need to be in the movie. They're not moving the story forward. Stuff like that, where
Right.
Yeah. And I think for me, like my latest script, Simp for this movie that is in the can, and that the finishing funds will be going towards part of these for the Indiegogo. Finishing funds will be going towards that movie for post-production audio cleanup. So it's all cut, it's all done. It just needs post-production audio cleanup. But anyway, so like I got really good writer, like criticism from really good writer friends that know what they're doing.
Right.
And then I got criticism from friends that aren't writers at all, but they, and they're not like filmmaker people or anything like that, or in the industry at all, but they like films and they think about things logically. And so I got some really good feedback, and from them as well. And another thing is like not to really, I guess, take offense to it too, because, and I'm telling you this as well, like as someone that, I'll read your script and then I'll give you any notes. Don't take offense to it, because we're just like, the goal, at least my goal, would be like to make the best movie that we can both make. And like, how can we both do that? Right? How can we both accomplish that?
Yeah.
So
and sometimes you do rewrites for budget restraints as well. I've done that.
Yeah, totally. Right.
Yeah. A little bit, or I should take a character or two out just to keep it going.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool as well. Yeah, or to add something interesting to a scene, if it's still, or if it's, it could use something, or how to spice it up without maybe adding all this crazy budgetary things,
Yeah.
But but already I think we have a good start with this with the Irish Public Call script, because it's something that I could definitely already see. I can already see. I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but I can just picture from what you're saying. Like I can picture this movie, and it's something that could be produced relatively effectively. It wouldn't take a whole lot, I don't think. So it's not some pie in the sky idea. It's something that can definitely be done, and maybe the world want to see it. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I better get back to hitting people up for this Indiegogo thing. I'm going to be messaging a lot more people, and I'm still on Facebook. I've yet to go to Instagram. I've yet to go to LinkedIn and everything, but I'll be doing more. But yeah, by all means, I'll shoot you my email, and
yes. I'll send it over.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
And if you want to check out the Indiegogo and contribute yourself, Stephen, that'd be much appreciated.
Will do.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Heck yeah. Well, thank you.
You're
and
welcome.
Yeah, it's been super nice talking to you. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Nick Robbins says, good to know you, Stephen.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, brother man. Well,
all right. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, you too.
All right, man.
Awesome. Well, that was really nice. Stephen John Beyer. He's a very nice guy. Seems like a very down-to-earth guy, writer, producer. He's definitely put himself out there. It was funny. It was like something that was, I don't always randomly accept people, on Facebook. He requested me, but we had mutual friends, and seemed like a nice enough guy, and he's working on different projects. So you never know in this industry, right? You never know. And I'm excited to see his and read his pub crawl script, because that's something that I could definitely see myself producing. So